Hello one and all, and welcome to Seen Through Glass. Today I'm taking you back in time because some of you may remember that earlier this year I announced I was going to be working with Harman Kardon, creating 3 videos for their channels focusing on their sponsorship of the BMW I Andretti Motorsports Formula E team. It's been a completely different and very exciting challenge for me, creating content for somebody else. Well, the 3rd and final episode of the Harman Kardon Sound Check series, which I produced, has just gone live on the Harman Kardon YouTube channel. And whilst I haven't uploaded all the content here to the Seen Through Glass channel, I did want to upload this episode because it was a sort of different style, a different format, but also a video that I was pretty proud of. And I thought it was quite an interesting topic. So be prepared, it's going to feel pretty different to a Seen Through Glass video, and of course, be very heavily focused on Harman Kardon and, as I say, their sponsorship of the BMW I Andretti Motorsports Formula E team. But I hope you guys enjoy it. And if you haven't seen the previous 2 episodes, head over to the Harman Kardon YouTube channel because all 3 episodes are live there now. So anyway, yeah, I'm going to stop talking, let the video roll, and hope you guys enjoy. Hello one and all, welcome to the 3rd and final part of the Harman Kardon Sound Check. In today's episode, I'm going to be flying to New York for the final race of the Formula E season. Now, in my mind, New York is one of the mega cities of the world with a truly iconic sound. If you've never been before, it's a clatter of yellow cabs, trucks, police sirens, and a general hive of activity. Now, in the future, as e-mobility becomes more and more popular, the sound of cities like New York is going to change, making them hopefully a healthier and happier place for people to live. Now, I want to discover what role Harman Kardon are playing in the sound in and of e-mobility that is going to help contribute to the sound of these future silent cities. So here we go, I have now arrived in New York. I have to say, I am very excited to be back in New York and for this entire weekend. But right now, I need to catch up on some sleep because I'm already jet lagged and I want to be fresh and ready to go out and explore tomorrow. And as you might have seen, the weather's not exactly great right now. So I'm hoping overnight those rain clouds will blow through and tomorrow we'll get out and explore this city in the sunshine. But yeah, right now, bed. Well, good morning. It's the following day, and as you can see, the rain has passed, and it's actually incredibly hot. I'm not sure I'm going to survive today as an Englishman, but I'm determined to power through and explore this city before tomorrow's race. Now, it's relatively early in the morning, but you can probably hear a lot of noise around me, and whilst there is construction and tourism and even horse and carriages riding around besides me, most of the noise is coming from traffic and from combustion engines. Now, as electric, shared and autonomous vehicles become more and more popular, that is going to change. And whilst I can't really ever imagine a truly silent New York City, that constant sort of drone of engines should, in theory, disappear. And so buses driving past you like this will cruise past in silence, and the in-car experience will also change. One other iconic characteristic to do with New York, which isn't just about the sound, is the traffic. And despite cars maybe being quieter, I think there will still be as many of them on the roads. And so the in-car entertainment and features are going to become more and more key. Finally, some peace. This i8 Roadster is my own little sanctuary this weekend because it feels like this is the only place I can come to just relax and shut out all the noise that is New York. Anyway, right now I'm on my way to pick up Formula E racing driver Antonio Felix da Costa. I'm supposed to be driving him to the circuit today, and I want to get his thoughts on this year's season, but more importantly, I want to understand what it's like to drive an electric racing car in a city as loud and energetic and just crazy as New York. Final race of this year's Formula E season.
Yeah.
How are you feeling?
It's gone through fast, hasn't it? It feels like yesterday we were at round 1 and winning that, and yeah, now we're here to see if we can take the crown or not.
As a sort of E-Prix, as a race, what's it like being here in New York?
It's cool, man. You know, like, what other series have you heard of that races in the city center of Paris? We've been in London, we're going back to London, we've done Miami, we've done LA, we're in New York, and then Hong Kong, you know, like, it doesn't happen anywhere else. So this series is pulling strings and doing things differently, and it's amazing to be a part of it. Can you just imagine if this whole city was only electric cars? How much better would it be?
Sometimes you forget how loud cities can be. Last night,
tell me about it.
With all the horns and everything, it's non-stop, the noise here.
Especially here in New York, right?
Especially here in New York. But I have to say, being in a car like this, it is a bit of a cocoon. Like, it's a very nice environment, don't you think? Like, we're sort of slightly in our own little private, personal space. I mean, we're not
like a moving living room, isn't it?
That's exactly it.
There's no sound, nothing.
What's it like as a racing driver to drive the Formula E cars? Is it a little bit unnerving at first?
The first time you jump into it and you pull away from the garage is like, what the hell is this? You know, like, what am I doing? It was a shock, you know, but man, I'm so glad I did it now. It's probably the best decision of my life, was to commit to Formula E, to see what this championship has accomplished in just 5 years. It's insane.
Do you feel like strategy plays a bigger part in Formula E than some of the other racing you've done?
It's huge, because you know, like, they give us, if we wanted to put it in simple words, you know, they give us fuel for 35 minutes of the race. So how can we make 45? Then that's up to us, the driver and the team, to find a way. That's where Formula E is very, very hard, is planning how to be fast and efficient at the same time.
Sure.
And you'll see that with road cars, you know, like, for sure, when the road cars now will start to be electric, the biggest thing will come from the users, from the drivers, because if somebody that doesn't know how to do it, the car will last 200 miles, and if somebody does know how to do it, it'll last 350.
There's a future where potentially cars are going to drive themselves and look after ourselves, and we could have just been sitting here crossing Manhattan Bridge, taking in the views. As a driver, do you like this idea of being able to be in a moving living space, like you mentioned before, or
yes,
do you always want to be in
no.
control?
Yes and no.
Okay.
You know, I think, like, the day that cars are autonomous and doing autonomous driving, we will probably see, I can't say 0%, but a very low percentage of crashes, because it's like aeroplanes, you know. An aeroplane, if it's going head to head with another one, automatically one goes up, one goes down, and that's what will happen with the cars. They will communicate, and that's for me a very important thing. Maybe we'll see, like, it's going to be autonomous in traffic situations and motorways, but then if you find yourself in a nice road, you're allowed to pick up the steering wheel and drive it around. So I think we'll find a good compromise to do both, and that's how it should be, you know. But for the races...
Yeah, for the races you want to stay in control,
No,
right? If you're headed towards the track or the race weekend, is there a particular song or type of music that you like to listen to?
Yeah, I've got a couple of different playlists on my Spotify, you know, but so I have the playlist that plays in the garage. It's mine, and I kind of do something to lift everyone's spirits up and get everyone in a good mood. But in my ears, race day, before qualifying, you know, I get something a bit more aggressive.
Okay.
So AC/DC, you know.
Oh,
stuff
nice!
Like that. I
Yeah,
love rock and
amazing. That's
roll.
perfect. Now we're lucky because in this car we've got the full-on Harman Kardon sound system, which is all about brilliant sound quality. What does a brilliant sound mean to you?
You feel the difference, right, when you hear it in bad speakers or good speakers. And, you know, I'm lucky myself I can pick up my own BMW cars and I can configure them, and I always go for the Harman Kardon stuff on the extras when I'm picking up my extras. And man, it's all the difference in the world, you know, when you hear the details in the music and all that. I didn't know that until, like, I went into a Harman Kardon store and I felt the differences between good and bad speakers, and that's when you realize how important having good speakers is, you know. So it makes a big difference.
Well, thank you so much for
Thanks,
letting
man.
me drive you to the track, for trusting me. It's been super interesting having a chat, and yeah, best of luck for
Cheers, man. You were
the
safe.
final race.
It was good.
Good man.
Thanks, dude.
Antonio's just a really nice guy, isn't he? He's such a nice guy. I really hope he has a great result this weekend. It would be awesome to see him up on the podium, mainly so I can take credit for that result. Because of course he's had a very relaxed and enjoyable ride into work this morning, and that is purely courtesy of me. I did find it interesting how we discussed that maybe one day in the not so distant future, we're all going to be passengers in electric vehicles, and we're all going to be able to have relaxing and enjoyable rides into work. And so to learn more about how Harman Kardon are helping to shape these stress-free and enjoyable in-car experiences, I'm off to meet up with Chris Ludwig. But before we do that, I'm still a little bit jet-lagged, and I feel like I need to find myself another New York coffee. I might take some of Antonio's advice to get the AC/DC blasting to see if it can help motivate and energise me as much as it does him. Chris, fantastic to meet you.
You too, Sam. Pleasure.
We're here in a pretty iconic New York setting,
Yes.
very urban, surrounded by the sound of rush hour traffic.
Yep.
Let's kick things off. Just explain to me a little bit what you do at Harman and how you work with Harman Kardon.
Absolutely. I'm vice president of our Epic Experience team here at Harman, and one of our primary responsibilities is to bring unique Harman Kardon experiences into the vehicle.
I was thinking on the way here, the sort of in-car experiencing and mobility is changing.
Sure.
It's going from a driving experience to a sort of travel experience, and so in-car entertainment and in-car experiences are becoming key features. How do you feel about that?
I totally agree. I mean, the car is becoming really a new space for us to explore, right? It's an extension of our homes. It's becoming a new palette for us to create fantastic experiences in. And with Harman Kardon, we can absolutely do that through beautiful sound, right? We can transform this beautiful interior to be a magical entertainment audio experience.
And can you tease a little bit what's coming up from Harman Kardon in the future to enhance these in-car experiences?
Absolutely. We're creating every day new innovative technologies to really enable a fantastic automotive audio experiences that bring Harman Kardon audio to life. One of them is virtual venues. Virtual venues is a technology that transforms the interior of the car to be actually a famous acoustical venue in the world. Whether it's Carnegie Hall, Sydney Opera House, or even Blue Note down the street here, enables us to listen to our favorite music inside of the favorite venue that we have. But not only transforming the music, but even your hands, your speech, to transform the actually acoustical environment to be that of that famous venue.
It's such a noisy city. It's one of those mega cities of the world that has just always got something going on. But can you imagine one day in the future where cities like this are potentially even silent?
Yeah, I mean that's the scary truth. I think once we move to EV and electrification, a lot of this bustling and nestling of engine noise and things kind of goes away. And I think the cityscape and the landscapes and the soundscapes of these cities will transform dramatically. And it's going to be a very interesting, unique experience for not only the driving experience, but for the passenger experiences as well.
When you're in New York, when you step into a car like an i8, it's like a sort of little secret safe sanctuary. Suddenly all the sort of madness is behind the doors, and you can just sort of focus on you and your life and the incredible experiences ahead of you.
Yep.
How is that going to develop in the future?
I mean, quite honestly, a car like the i8 and EVs in particular provide almost a perfect environment, not only to enjoy the beautiful music of a Harman Kardon experience, but also to have a new way to really relax, rejuvenate, experience some meditation. I think we have beautiful sound and amazing audio. We also have beautiful design with Harman Kardon, beautiful grills, as well as interior design, combining your senses of sight and sound together. Even lighting, we can use lighting to enhance the audible experience, combining lighting with mood and sound, really to all come together and really transform that in-car experience to these transfixing moments, which ultimately give you this elevated Harman Kardon experience inside of the car.
It's been fantastic meeting you.
You too, Sam.
Great to chat.
Appreciate it.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Well, welcome to race day for the final Formula E race of the season here in New York. It is so hot today, but I am excited to now be at the track because it being the last race of the year, everyone's just in sort of good spirits and there's a little bit of anticipation in the air. Right now, you find me at the E-Motion Club overlooking the track. I have the most incredible view of all the action and the Manhattan skyline. So I need to find myself a drink to cool off. I'm going to sit back and enjoy practice, then qualifying, and of course, the race.
Must have been that drive to the track, man. Must have been that drive to the track.
All the tips that...
Congratulations, buddy.
Well, that was just a perfect way to end this year's Formula E season and to wrap up the Harman Kardon Sound Check series. It's been an incredible experience. We kicked things off in Paris, learning about how Harman Kardon are helping to shape the sound in and of e-mobility. We then moved on to Munich and Berlin, understanding more about how Harman Kardon create their incredible in-car sound systems before finishing off here in New York, imagining how mega cities like the Big Apple might sound in the future. If you've missed any episodes, go back, check them out. I hope you enjoy them. Make sure to stay subscribed for plenty more videos to come on this channel, and I hope to see you all very soon.